it seems like you should be more antagonistic towards the people pushing this. I will give
Mhm.
a pass to the proletariat because I get it. In fact, they're probably suffering from all sorts of things, financial stuff, chaos in the family, all sorts of stuff. I'll give all of them a pass, in fact. But I'm not going to give a pass to the people spreading this information for whatever reason, whether it's merely to create chaos, to weaken, the West or NATO or whatever. There's this kind of element there. Whether it's to get people hyped up about Muslims, 2001 style, because of October 7th and some impending conflict with Iran or whatever. I mean, I think you have to go after them. And the other thing is what I've seen from non-slop accounts from the
Mhm.
dissident right is also maybe not quite as bad as all that, but it's concerning, and it maybe gives us a glimpse into the psyche of these people. So a lot of people, they all hate me, so I don't have any problem calling them out. They hate me kind of irrationally, but whatever.
Mhm.
They don't seem to hate you, so maybe you'll be a little bit more hesitant. But this notion that, like, I saw some, like, Martyr Maid really hates me, although I've never met him. I find him kind of fascinating. I'm kind of curious about him. But this notion that, like, the grand Evolian force of tradition has emerged and is asserting itself, or like you have a right to do this because of some anthropology study that I've done, like a survive the jive type stuff. I find it odd, and it there's a sort of there are two things. There's a sort of romanticism, but I think there's something deeper. There's a libido for the stupid. Um,
Mhm.
Mencken, H.L. Mencken wrote a very famous essay called Libido for the Ugly, where he was bashing, like, American Midwest architecture. It's just like, it, his point was like, you could have, like, you almost actively chose the uglier option. Like, it's almost like you had a will to ugliness in, in building these houses. Why, like, there's something wrong with you? It's a very funny essay. I haven't read it in a while, but there's a kind of libido for the stupid that I find among the right, where the same people, whatever you want to say about Charlottesville, like, if you have criticisms, or you more generally have criticisms of Charlottesville, I'll probably agree with a lot of them. And I'm certainly more than willing to discuss this in a kind of complicated and gray, fashion. Charlottesville, at the end of the day, was a permitted rally about a political issue, and an immediate concern. It had an end goal, etc. It descended into chaos and is disastrous in many ways. I don't want to go into it right now, but it's a real thing. All of the same people who attack Charlottesville as this, like, Fed operation, or everyone should have known, or Spencer was evil and led them into it. All these things that I've heard a million times over and over and over again. These same people who say that all the time will wax romantic about, I'm just going to be honest with you, thugs with 80 IQs, like, smashing and grabbing at pharmacies and burning down a hotel where you could
Mhm.
quite plausibly murder not only the refugees, but some poor janitor who's earning a basic wage overnight. That somehow they waxed romantic over something that is just obviously stupid, to be frank, and obviously can never really accomplish anything.
Mhm.
Like, you don't take over the country through rioting. I mean, I don't know what to say. I have sympathy. As I said, I give all of the proles a pass because they're not too bright, and they're suffering. So I give them a pass on this, even though, you know, they might need to be disciplined a little bit, but I'm not going to judge them morally. But I do judge morally people with 115 IQs who like think that the avatar of Evola has risen from his grave and is, you know, the one actually protesting on the streets, and they're taking back tradition. I just I can't even with these people. And those intelligent dissident right accounts are just as culpable in my mind as Ian Miles Chong or Jack Posobiec or whatever, who might very well be getting, and Tommy Robinson, who might very well be being paid to be evil. They're probably not being paid to be evil. They just have a libido for the stupid.